Hey guys, welcome back to Holistic Homesteading with the Hursts. Today we are going to be making lots of things for the holidays and for the winter season. So hopefully you will enjoy this and come along with me as we have a homemade Christmas. So the first thing that I typically do with my kids every year is set up our Christmas tree. So last year I actually flocked it myself using some flocking stuff from Amazon, and I can link that on this description for you, but it mostly fell off and I really just didn't feel like doing it again this year. It was super messy and it falls off anyways. So I plan on getting a new tree this year after the Christmas holidays, just one that is a little bit better quality. This one was a $20 thrift store find, so it works for the time being and it works great. But next year I would like to have a little bit fuller tree. This one looks a little bit more like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, but the kids still enjoy putting the ornaments on there and helping me decorate it, and they just had to have a star this year. So each year we try and make our own ornaments to go on it. Last year I made a orange garland and it still is holding up really well, so I like to put those on there, and the kids like to look at their old Christmas ornaments that they've made and just add new ones each year. So we haven't made any new ones this year, but we are going to still. So I also had a cranberry wreath, a cranberry garland on there, and this is new to me this year, so it's actually just the perfect touch. It's so pretty. I love the pop of red that it gives. And then last year we had these little wooden ornaments that we made. I let the kids paint some. Oh yeah, and this year we got a train set, so the kids love it. They don't like the fact that our 18-month-old keeps tearing it apart, and it was kind of difficult to set up, but they have still enjoyed it. So this season is the season for soups, and one of my favorite soups to have is potato soup. So growing up, this was something that my dad made a lot, and it was never the same because he always would just add ingredients. You just knew that it had potatoes in it and milk, and it was potato soup. So I have my recipe and I will put it in the description box below, but this is a potato soup with onions and bacon and butter and garlic. And what you do is you chop those up, you put them in your pot and you saute them, and then you put a 1/4 cup of flour in there because that's going to help thicken it up. Put 2 cups of bone broth, which I made myself from our chickens that we raise, which is pretty cool. 2 cups of milk, and then dice your potatoes up, put them in there and mix them up. I add in sage and basil and crushed red pepper and some salt, and oh my goodness, you guys, this was delicious. So good. I had it with some sourdough bread, and my husband just absolutely loved it. So if you want to make it like a meatier, like more protein soup, you can add in some ground beef or ground chicken or ground turkey. You just want to go ahead and cook that before you add that in there, and then add it in about the same time as you add your potatoes so that it can soak in all that flavor. All right, so now we're moving on. I wanted to make some more orange like ornaments and garlands, and I wanted to add them also to a wreath that I'm making. So basically, to make dried oranges, you just need oranges. You slice them in about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, and you dry them. I think in the oven it was 425 for 4 hours. I overdid it and ended up doing they got a little burnt. So but I also put them in my dehydrator, and they looked perfect when they were done. So I think it's about 5 hours in the dehydrator, and yeah, so not a huge difference, but yeah, it smelled so good in my house. Now, this cranberry wreath that I'm making is super easy to make, you guys. You just buy the cranberries at the store in the bag, and you thread a needle and you tie a knot in the end. I like to tie a loop so that I can hang them, and then you just thread your cranberries on there. Now I did end up completely changing this, and I didn't show it in this video, so I will show you guys in the next video of what I did. But that cranberry garland ended up being on my tree, which you saw earlier. So next, my kids and I wanted to make some homemade popcorn, and growing up we never had homemade popcorn. We only just did like the popcorn in a bag, and I found out that that has like some really bad plastics in it, so we wanted to get away from that. But basically you just put some butter in a pot or coconut oil, and you let it heat up, put your popcorn in there, and let it pop until it's, you know, there's just 1 or 2 pops left, and then you pour it out and put some salt on it. It's really good. I also got a bunch of apples from Azure Standard, and we love apples, but we could never keep up with this much. But I wanted to make some applesauce, so I cut those up, put them in a crock pot, and put some cinnamon on them, and I think like 1/3 cup of water, and just let them cook on low for about 4 hours. Then use my immersion blender and put them in a jar and put it in the fridge. Super easy. Kids love it. Now I don't throw away my cores when I'm doing this because I want to make apple cider vinegar. So I will be showing you guys how to do that in a video soon, but it's pretty simple and there's no waste. And then once the apple cider vinegar is made, you can use the apple cores and feed them to your chickens for a good probiotic treat. Now next, I am gathering greens to make a wreath, and the best ones I like to use are cedar. The only bad thing about using cedar is like the limbs have really spiky stuff on them, so you have to be careful. I have really sore fingers from doing this, but it was so cold this day, my kids didn't even want to be out there, and so I understood. Now when I get back in, I cut down the cedar to workable pieces, and I take my wreath form and I make an X with my cedar, and I also got some pine, but I make an X. So you want the branch to be at a 45-degree angle from the wreath form. So you do not want it sticking straight out, because then your wreath doesn't flow very well. So 45-degree angle, and then you want to go on the outside and the inside with that. And then you use floral wire to wrap around it and secure it to the wreath form. You can do like individual things, but I found that if you just leave the wire on the round thing where it's wrapped on, and you just keep wrapping it around instead of cutting it each time, it goes smoother and it takes way less time. So once you get all the way around your wreath, you cut your wire and you secure it to the wreath form. So that's pretty simple, and then you want to start decorating it if that's what you want to do. So the way I decorate mine is with dried oranges and cranberries. I've used cinnamon sticks before, and some like, not blueberries, but they're like, I think they're actually from a cedar tree, but they are like a dark blue, and you stick those in there, and you can use pine cones. But the way that you do it is you first secure your decor with the floral wire. So like the oranges, I use it like a staple, and I stick it through on 2 sides, and then I twist it in the back, and once it's twisted, then I secure it to the wreath. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy, and this smells amazing and looks great, and it's something that you could give as a gift, or, you know, hang it on your front porch. So I have really enjoyed making these. Also decided to make some cinnamon rolls. My little boy has been requesting them, and so I used Lisa Bass's recipe from Farmhouse on Boone, and it's really good. So I did not have any powdered sugar for the icing, so you guys, the easiest way to make this is to put exactly the right amount that you need into a blender of sugar, just regular sugar, and then you turn the blender on and it turns it to powdered sugar. You can't get any easier than that, and it's cheaper. And then you mix your milk and butter with that, and that makes an icing, which is our preferred icing. And here's a sweet little picture of our. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. We love to do homemade things here on our homestead, and I do more videos on homesteading, homemaking, and holistic health. So I would love for you to stick around if you are new here, and subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below, like, what's your favorite thing to make around the holidays, around Christmas time. It's something that we challenge ourselves every year to just try to find something new to make. So, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.